Do you know about the Cabbage Patch? The inorganic beings they made to confuse you, to replace you. The original NPCs. Soulless and empty of the Creator's love. They harvest farm after farm of these beings. It'll explain a lot if you really think about it. Row after row of these things being grown like crops, pulled out of the ground, cleaned up, handed papers, and sent out into the world to blend in. No real roots, no real past, just blank slates programmed to act normal. Work the jobs, pay the taxes, and never ask why. That's why so many feel completely at home in this broken system. They were literally made for it, while the rest of us walk around feeling like strangers in our own skin. For an entire lifetime, you can never understand why the vibe was truly off with most people. An emptiness that held no compassion, at least not in an authentic way. Some of them might even seem to have some humility on the surface, but they'll turn Agent Smith when the time is right. That's what I'm talking about. They had incubators at the world's fairs, live babies on public display like some kind of science exhibit, nurses pulling infants straight out of giant cabbages on old postcards, the Cabbage Fairy film in 1896 showing babies born from gardens, baby farms everywhere. This wasn't just weird old-timey shit. This was after the Great Invasion in the Big Clearing. The original indigenous humans, the true children of the Most High, full of real spirit and fire, were mostly slaughtered, scattered, or wiped out. Their cities emptied, their lands left desolate. The controllers needed warm bodies fast to run a new system, so they grew these replacements by the millions, and they shipped them out in orphan trains. From the 1850s to the 1930s, millions of these rootless, inorganic beings loaded onto trains and sent west like cargo. At every stop, farmers picked them off platforms like livestock at auction. No family, no history, no elders passing down the old ways. They placed them into homes, raised them on the official story, and turned them into the perfect obedient worker force to rebuild and fill the empty world. They repopulated everything without the old truths ever getting passed on. And the ones who remembered, the real survivors who looked at these new children and knew something was deeply wrong, they got locked away in those psychiatric asylums. The grand cathedral-looking buildings with beautiful grounds and tall windows. From the outside, they look like places of rest and healing. But on the inside, all of its sacred technology reverse-engineered and used against its inhabitants, turned into erasure machines. They chemically imbalanced and pumped the ones who remembered full of heavy sedatives and fogged their minds and stole their words. They ran brutal shock treatments that burned away memories and personality. Then the lobotomies, ice picks driven through the eye socket to cut out the defiance, the creativity, the old knowledge. Many never came out the same. Shit. That's if they came out at all. They've silenced every witness who could have pointed at the new generation and said, "These are not our people." Also, the harvest could grow up never questioning, never remembering what was lost. And that's just part of the operation that they ran. Grow the mimics in the patches and incubators, ship them across the land on trains, and bury the last real voices in the asylums, all to replace the untamable indigenous spirit with compliant empty shells. They seem to have all the cheat codes in life. Like the struggle doesn't apply to them. Doors open that stay slammed shut for you. Opportunities fall into their lap while you fight for every scrap. They glide through the system like it was custom built just for them. No deep resistance, no inner war, no nights spent wrestling with the meaning of it all. Just look around you. Do you ever see how anger is easy for them, but true sorrow is rare? How lust is programmed in, but real love, the kind that will burn the whole farm down for one soul, that kind is almost extinct, running on autopilot, already reciting the lines they were fed since the cradle. Now what happens when the replacements outnumber the real ones? Or have they already? When the voices carrying even a flicker of the Creator spark grow so few that they start to doubt their own eyes. It's quite terrifying realizing most of the crowd around you is never meant to wake up, because they were never given the equipment to do it. Do you remember, or feel in your bones, that you were never supposed to be this isolated in a world full of people? That something in the original design made us magnetic to one another, soul to soul, spark to spark. Have you ever asked yourself why the system pushes so hard to keep you distracted, medicated, scrolling, and consuming? The inorganic ones don't threaten the farm. They are the farm. They maintain it. They defend it without even knowing why. But you got that fire. That question burning in your chest. You're the variable they never accounted for. You're the spark they swore they dampened. They thought they slowly made you sick. Of all the roles you had to pick, they thought your life they could predict, but didn't notice you were the glitch. In Lakesh.